Hey guys, what's going on? It's Bad Dad from Hodl Hogs, and we're looking at the Bitcoin chart right now after waking up to seeing these massive red that's occurring. And for the kin community, we were looking at just recently a negative 8% just falling down right here, and it's just a scary thought, right? Like you're like, how far much lower is this coin going to go? One of the indicators you can look at is obviously that volume. But we'll see if we talk about it here in a second. But first, I want to go ahead and bring up this Bitcoin chart and kind of reaffirm some of the things I've talked about within my videos in the past couple of weeks, or however short time frame that I've been on here. If you look at the Bitcoin chart, you can see that there's a lot of things going on here and similarities between here and here. And I talked about it back in January 9th. I think there was a little bit on January 10th, so I kind of did a duplicate there, kind of talking a little bit more about what will happen on the 9th about a potential reversal. It's funny that people are starting to catch on in the other larger crypto space community, more of the well-known channels. They're talking about this exact same structure. We discussed here that this is either that this was a spring, right, or it's going to roll over and this would be the spring. So one or the other was the spring, as I discussed in this video. You can go back and watch it. It's down, whatever. Click my channel. It's like I only have like 5 videos or something like that. So you can find this one's titled Signs of Reversal in Bitcoin Chart. We're over here at the 12-minute mark. And then in this one, we're over at the 2-minute mark. I think it starts off like this, and you can see how there's a lot of similarities going on here. So now looking at the chart today, and this is important for kin, is because when we did have this reversal, kin did come back up for a period of time before it dumped back down. I don't think it made much of a move to the high side, but with kin dumping so much, it may be that the whales are accumulating more and more. We just don't know what they are wanting to do or what they're going to do. But when they do act, it's going to be explosive. So we're looking at today on the Bitcoin. So everyone's like, nope, it's over. Bitcoin price is dying. And well, we talked in that video these 2 videos I showed you of mine. Is this structure that's forming right now this structure here? So was this green day and red day, like basically this green day and red day, and did we just accomplish another green day? Maybe this was it, right? Maybe this is the top over here, and we're now starting to come back down. Are we going to start forming this lower highs and lower low type fashion before we hit that spring or secondary test and take off? Well, that's very possible. So you're wondering, okay, so what's up, Bad Dad? Like, what can we also look for to confirm this? Well, I was looking also at another coin. I'm not advertising it. I don't mean for anyone to get in on it. I just look at what coins do and similarities to what they have done historical when Bitcoin pumps or dumps or whatever. So Smooth Love Potion. I talked about it on January 15th. You can go back and take a look at it in more detail. But I'm going to use this chart real quick as a reference. When Bitcoin was making that dump down to the lower side, as you saw back here, right? It was making its lower lows, coming over here to conduct that secondary test. What we noticed in this Smooth Love Potion was that it then started to take off, right? So while Smooth Love Potion, or while Bitcoin was starting to arc over and make these lows, Smooth Love Potion, or SLP, started to just really take off. This is the SLP USDT chart, right? It started to take off just about in time of when it reversed. So I'm looking for that. I'm looking for the SLP to do the exact same thing in this range, and that will give me an indication, okay, this is about the bottom, wherever it ends up, and that I need to start thinking about getting out of certain positions and getting back into the others. So looking up SLP and throwing it up on the chart, let's just see what it's doing today. SLP USDT. So if we're looking at it today, we're going to have to break this down because it might not be acting on the hourly. It might be acting more on the daily. It's acting on the hourly. You saw that it started to rise up, right? It made higher highs in this range that it was making here. And currently, it's actually not doing too bad. I mean, you got markets that are -7, -2, -4, -6. and SLP is at, what is that? SLP is at negative 3.8, right? And it's starting to try to move up at the exact time that Bitcoin was rolling over. And what's impressive here is that you have this massive rise up in volume that died out, and someone really tried to buy back in. They thought, okay, this was they had the sign, they wanted to get back in, and there was a massive volume that went in here, and it didn't work out for them yet, right? So we're still sitting here waiting to see, is this going to turn around while Bitcoin continues to make lower lows. Now you're probably waiting, okay, what about Ken? Well, Ken, it did dip down to negative 8%. I just moved funds over someplace in an exchange, and I was about to start buying, and then this made a massive reversal. And I'm kind of disappointed that I didn't get that opportunity. I mean, even if you got out of one asset at the negative, 2 or 3%, and you bought into this asset, you would have made money. You could have sold it back up here and got back into your original asset, which kind of would suck for, the kin community, because now you're getting dumped back on. But anyone who had new fiat, they're doing the exact same thing. They're looking at this time frame and getting back in. Now, why did they decide here? Well, let's take a look. Let's see if we can find anything that that kind of, I don't know, it just basically sits in this range, it looks like. I mean, you can probably throw up a fib number, a fib sequence, and see if you can find something, which you'd have to work around. It's probably just in that range. Maybe it was enough percentile. I mean, I was just about to buy without having to even look at a fib. So it was way too much of a sell-off. It was selling off much further, much more than the rest of the market was. So that was enough for me. Now, all right, so now with that being said, let's talk about some weird things that's been occurring lately. I've looked over here at the Bitcoin dominance, right? And this is some strange stuff that's happened. Obviously a glitch or some back-end data that hasn't been updated yet or whatever. I don't know. If you want to throw on a tinfoil hat, you can. But look at that, where it dipped down on MLK Day. The Bitcoin dominance was down in the 16 percentile range, right? 16 to about 18. Sat there for a day, closed, and then jumped up, according to this, 120%. It was earlier like 150%. Made that massive move back up to the upside. I do not know what kind of what would cause such a thing, where TradingView gets their data from, but I thought that was pretty interesting. And then the last thing to note is over here on the right hand side, you have the US 10-year making new highs. You can see it's breaking up, and it's up 2.37%. Usually this is an indication that people are dumping their bonds, so the yields are going higher, or that there is some kind of information that interest rates are about to go up. Federal interest rates are about to go up, so people are dumping. Because then why would you want to have a bond that has a low interest when you can get somewhere up here at a higher interest rate? So people are dumping in anticipation to be able to buy in at a better price or a better deal. Who knows? But you got that, and then you have the dollar also strongly pumping back up when you compare it. I know it's only 0.56%, but comparatively to everything else, it is starting to rise. Now, what are these indications of? Well, I have my guesses, but this video is getting a little too long, and maybe we'll talk about it some other time. But these are something that you guys should all be paying attention to. You got bonds going up, bond yields going up. Sorry, you got dollars going up, and then you have these two these markets here that are not doing too good. One interesting thing that I thought or noticed was this. If you look at this, look at the structure here, right? It's got this massive move to the high side. You've got this little intermediary. Then you've got this newer higher high. This chart looks very similar to Bitcoin's daily chart. Even the RSI is almost very similar. So if you go to Bitcoin's daily chart, you can look at that. Go to daily. And you can see that Bitcoin's daily chart did the exact same thing, made an intermediary type move here, and then made a higher high, came back down, right? Been watching what's his name's video, BC Backers, right? He does a pretty good job. I think he has a pretty good understanding of the emotions and how to read charts. I like to take what he has to say and consider it, not follow it completely. And it just gives me a different perspective, learning from what other people see and seeing how they're interpreting the data. And, I find it interesting that if that is the case in what we're seeing on the hourly, right, is it the end? Will, if Dow Jones does something, it has the same exact indications, right, as or same structure as Bitcoin, and it does continue to push off higher and make higher highs, are we going to see that same pattern reflected here? Because, he thinks that this is the top. I mean, I'm not discrediting the guy at all. Don't think that. I'm just also providing some feedback in what I see. He counts these waves as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in the Bitcoin chart, where how do you get a wave 3 that hasn't yet broken out from wave 1? So if I was to give this theory of this 7 move structure any validity, I would count it as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We broke out higher. 6, 7, right? Wherever that 7th wave takes us to, whether it's 75,000 or where other people think it's like 100. So I still think there is another higher high on the Bitcoin chart, and then we're going to see the blow. Well, that'll be the blow off top, and then you'll see the traditional wave, the W, the retrace, and then downward move, and that would give the alt season a massive run up to the upside. So, anyways, video is too long. I hope you all the best. Please don't take the information that I'm providing you guys as any kind of financial advice. This is just my perspective on this market. And as always, I'm trying to be as much of a pig as I can, and hopefully not turn into bacon here in the near future. So if you guys got any questions, you guys want me to cover anything more regarding a particular token, please leave it down in the comment section. Just let me know what you want to see. And don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. It helps me out with, first off, I'm trying to make this into something, and it motivates me. It does definitely motivate me to see comments from you all telling me, whether you like it or you don't. Either way, it just lets me know that I need to either improve what I'm doing or keep on doing what I'm doing. So y'all take care. Bye.